So I may or may not have just recorded this, but I forgot to turn on the microphone. That's a pet peeve. So this is take 2. So the title of this video is I Thought I Was Gonna Die, and I will explain because in so many ways I did. I have an unreasonable fear of flying. Every time I fly, leading up to the flight, particularly the 24 hours before, and obviously the day of, I think it's going to be my last day on Earth. For whatever reason, I can't seem to separate fact-based information with like a visceral physical response to flight. And it sucks. And it's horrible. It's dreadful. It's like, it genuinely brings me to my knees because I can't seem to not feel like it's all about to be over. I mean, I go to great lengths to stress myself out when I have to fly. And recently I had to fly across the Pacific if I wanted to partake in my honeymoon with my wife, which I did. What I learned from this, what really became evident to me on this trip, maybe more than ever before, is that I really appreciate my life, and I'm not inclined to end it anytime soon. As it might pertain to this channel, I have a history of depression, right? A lot of you guys know that, history of anxiety, but more specifically to the topic of thinking you're gonna die is that I had suicidality. I really, truly fantasized about killing myself when I was severely depressed. I was in so much pain, discomfort, I couldn't see past it, and I had tunnel vision. I couldn't imagine life without this crippling depression and anxiety. And so I thought about killing myself for a long time. I mean, the idea of making it another hour, much less a day or a week, was just truly impossible in my mind. Now, fast forward a few years, I'm fortunate enough to still be here, and I'm mentally stable, and beyond that, the idea of dying is horrifying to me, even if it's an unrealistic fear like flying. Because I know the information about flight, I understand that I have more chance of dying falling out of bed, but something about getting in that plane and just feeling that power as it takes off and being up there and the turbulence and this lack of control, it just utterly scares me to death. I literally like see the plane going down in my head 100 times per flight. I imagine it going down. What am I going to say to my wife as we're crashing? How am I going to try to comfort her? What's it going to be like to die? Like, I just go there. My obsessive brain goes there. When I landed, when we finally made it home, I was so happy to be alive that I had this great respect for my life again. And suddenly I'm feeling gratitude for things that perhaps I take for granted. And that's a great thing. So the reason I want to make the video is because that fear of dying, that impending sense of just being terminated, has completely put me back in touch with how lucky I am, how much I love my wife, how much I love my home, my friends, my family, the very fortunate situation I'm in, my mental health, everything. I love it. I want more of it. I want to appreciate it more, and I want to be a very active member of my own life. I don't want to take things for granted. And so if you're someone who is afraid of something, I wouldn't run away from it. Because while it can be overwhelming, which it really can, I'm talking like every single bump, I'm like, oh fuck, we're going down. Be like looking around, thinking like, is the wing gonna blow off? You know, just freaking myself out. But do it anyway. Feel what you need to feel. And realize that you can push through that fear. And maybe the silver lining is that you'll show a little more respect for what you have, the life you have. This channel, wanting to work harder, do more. Like, I'm just so glad to be here. And I wasn't always this way. So I will probably always be afraid of flying. It just might be beyond my control, but I can use some cognitive behavioral therapy tools to try to get through it. I can continue to have life experiences anyway, and I can really reflect on how much I'm grateful to be alive and on land. If you're a fearful flyer, you can do the same. You can just understand that a lot of us are afraid, which is cool. Or if it's not flying, but it's driving in snow for you, or if it's whatever scares you to death, you can get through it anyway. And you, unlike other people who maybe aren't afraid of this stuff, can constantly be aware of how much you have and how much you want to continue to live and be vital and take part in your own life. No more sleepwalking, no more taking things for granted, just utter joy to be here. What a contrast from a few years ago for me. And that's the best way I can look at flying to get myself to get back on the plane. So that's my video. I hope you thought it was worth your time. I really can't put into words just the tremendous stress of flying leading up to it, and only someone who's afraid of flying would understand, but it's powerful. it is powerful how horrible it can make you feel. And to just do it anyway and to come out the other side just with good perspective, I'll take it. So that's my psychobabble bullshit for the day. I appreciate you guys. I hope everyone's having a good day. I hope you are facing your fears. I hope you are remembering how lucky you are. And if you're suffering, I hope you are not getting lost in that suffering and you're not necessarily believing your own brain and your own mindset about that suffering. For example, like it'll never end. I hope you just stay right in the moment where you are, let tomorrow be what it's going to be, and don't shy away from your fears. They will simply amplify and grow. Go the fuck after them, and you'll probably come out the other side a little happier, a little more cognizant of what matters to you, and more empowered, I might say. So that's my spiel. Miss you guys, and let's see if I can't turn this new appreciation for life into some productivity on this awesome channel that I have. All right, well, awesome because of you guys. Deuces.